Oh, yeah. I'm here. Barely. I'm a bit under the weather, y'all. I blame Bernie. Bernie gave me her cold. Some type of cold, but it's like feels to me like it's in my lungs type of a cold. Um Welcome everybody. Wait for a few minutes or a few to get some people on in here. Hit the like button on the way on in. Sorry guys, I'm dying here. I'm dying here. Hopefully Kitty comes into chat. I got a couple of questions for Kitty. Ah, I remember the Gimp talking about Kitty and how he didn't want to call her a liar about Man Bear Pig, but she was wrong. Maybe bronchitis, Dog's Rule says. I hope not. I just want to congratulate MLH on starting at said time and not early. Yay, I didn't. New name. Thanks, new name. I appreciate it. I usually only start about 5, 10, 15 minutes early. You know, it's a Brenda Baldoff. Janet from another planet. Welcome to you. Moses, welcome. Nice to have you here. Uh, just kind of putting a little bit of balm on my tat. Get that sucker in order, you know. There we go. Make it feel a little bit better. It's almost done. It's almost healed. Probably not going to heal as well now that I got some type of illness, you know. But yeah. All right. Let's see. Who do we have here? Pluck is in here. What's up, Pluck? Fraudy's in here. Rib Guy's in here. What's up, Rib Guy? Marth Morang. Nice to have you all here. I'm not going to keep you all too long today. First off, I don't think I can. Holy cow. First thing, no RP grinders tonight. It's the last Friday of the month, so no RP grinders tonight, thankfully. I don't think I'll have a voice by tonight. But Mikey Dubs, what's up? Dingleberries on the anus sent me. Okay, cool. You're here. That's good. Uh so what's going on, everybody? How is everybody doing? How are y'all? Get rid of some of this shit here. Doing okay. Cricket Cinema, welcome. Yerba Santa. I need something, don't I, Pluck? Do I sound horrible? Cricket's in here. Somebody's calling me. Who's calling me? Yeah, my dad was calling me. Hold on, everybody. Let me find some what do you call it? Um Gonna find some copyright free music. Let you guys listen to some music. How about some copyright free sitar music? Sounds good to me, you know? Hold on. Let's listen to this. For just Okay, I'll stop torturing y'all. My dad called me. He's like, "Hey, well, I talked to my mom. She's like, did I pay? Did I have you pay my water bill?" I'm like, "Yes, mom. I went online because the older you get, the elders do not understand the internet. Don't understand that you can pay things online, stuff like that. But yes, yes, mother, I went ahead and did that when you called me the other day. Brenda says MLH has fungus among us. What's up, Chris? Nice to have you here. I'm not going to keep you all too long. October 7th is going to be an interesting date, y'all. Want to talk about that date real quick. That is the date that Man Bear Pig's 995 motion for dropping the 5 felonies is going to be heard. But Dad Ant brought up something really interesting. Let me get over to Dad Ant's um, post because it was pretty good. Shout out to Dad Ant for let me get to his post here. Think this is it. Yeah. Okay. So both of Man Bear Pig's cases have been rescheduled for October 7th. The felony case does state 923 bond to stand, right? So that means that the bond modification that he tried to get his hold on. I got an appropriate picture for this since Cricket Cinema's in here. This one. Cankle Monkey stays on. So we knew that, right? That's old news. What's up, King Charles? Day before your birthday? Right on, man. Namfik, good morning. Nice to have you here as well. KT, good morning to you. Uh let's see. So, um all right, hold on one second. I gotta get the hell is it? There was another little tidbit here. Um there was a tidbit about Man Bear Pig. Uh Hold on. It was basically what Dead Ant was trying to convey to everybody. I apologize. Maybe it's in his shorts. Hold on. Oh yeah, hold on. Let me just turn this down real quick. Where's the there it is. All right, let's play this. Yeah, he lost the request to modify the bond to get his cankle monitor or cankle monkey off. Um But there was something else. Hold on, let's see if he says it in this one. Um, I wanna get the wording correct because I'm in full agreement. There was a kind of and that's why I'm called the psychic, y'all. So, basically what he's trying to do is get the 5 felonies dismissed on October 7th. Now, I'm here to tell you it's not gonna happen, and it's already been, um kind of already hinted at. Um, and it's really funny because the judge kind of alluded to what's going to happen there. What's up, Anna from Canada? Nice to have you here. Let's hope, let's see what else is going on here. Um, oh, Chumley Simps. Well, they'll be here or they're already here. Hit the like button, Simps. It's all good, Southern Yankee. I'm very slow today, so you haven't missed much. Barbara Budapest. Um, Nice to see you. So I'm a little under the weather. You're gonna have to bear with me a second here. So basically, um, it was alluded that, the motions I'm pretty sure the motions are gonna be denied. And I'll tell you why. I mean, the judge already kind of hinted at it. Basically, the see what Man Bear Pig is trying to say is that you dropped the hate crime charges and you basically elevated some misdemeanors, and I want those dropped for that reason. And what the judge said is basically they're amended charges, which is perfectly okay to do in the practice of law. So they got rid of the hate crime part of it and added 3 constitutional violations. So it's not a mixed bag for Man Bear Pig. It's actually maybe slightly worse, maybe even, I would say, you know? Um, Apparently Chumley might be getting an apartment. Someone gave him 2,000. Oh, wow. I wish somebody would give me 2,000 towards rent, Anna. That would be fucking cool, especially right now for me. He said it makes him feel like a martyr. Oof, boy. A martyr. A martyr. Because somebody gave you $2,000, you feel like a martyr. Ay vey, you cannot make this stuff up, Anna. You can't make it up. Rent was 700 a month and now it's 750. Oh, it'll go up from there, Marth. I mean, what is he renting? Like a shack in LA? Oh man. He's so fucking stupid. Walmarter, maybe. Exactly, Cricket Cinema. Walmarter. The first charge, I don't believe the first charges were a stretch. Doesn't matter because if you follow the letter of the law, I mean the crimes would um you know would stick because it's law. But I mean the judge was kind of hinting that you're right that on the second part that it you know more easily convicted on the other ones. All martyrs pass go and collect $2,000, Fuzzy says. Southern Yankee says if he gets an apartment, I wonder if he will still shit in him. Oh, probably, Southern Yankee. Come on. I'm not sure if it's a room. Well, it's probably a tent or some shit, Anna. Thing is, he won't. No, that's correct, Cinderella. He won't do it. He'll take the $2,000 for sure. No says, I wish someone had given me 2K a couple of weeks ago. 100%. Said he was offered a place for 700, sharing with 2 other people. Ah, okay. Well, that makes sense. 7 times 3, 2,100. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, a room with third shared utilities. Uh, oh, well, he can't have that. They eliminated the abstract charges while enhancing the hands-on dumbass charges. Yeah, that's what it boils down to, Adam. That's a very concise way of saying, by the way, welcome and thank you for being a Monster Squad member. Same thing, Nompik. Thank you for being a Monster Squad member. And Marth, Madang, thank you. Thanks to all the members. Really helps. Helps me big time. You guys have no idea. I mean, we're talking about money right now, right? I'm not like Man Bear Pig where I'm gonna say I'm gonna get an apartment, and then you guys give me $2,000, which has never happened. But you guys give me $2,000, and then I just keep the $2,000 and never get the apartment. You know what I'm saying? Converted garage. That'd be a perfect place for him, Frotty. Maybe he could pull his RV in there and do mechanicking while he sleeps or some shit. I don't fucking know. I feel sorry for his roommate. So can you imagine the stench, Anna? Yuck. Truckers park in Walmart lots, and he can too. Shower at Fitness, not. Yeah, there's none of that. He will kick up sad fishing the first of every month. Someone will track that shit. Someone should track that shit. Well, I'm sure people do. I mean, look, it's just blatantly obvious. Phoenix Book Girl. Thank you for being here, by the way, and thank you for being a Monster Squad member. KT, also a Monster Squad member. Thank you for being a Monster Squad member. KT says, place your bets how long it will last before they kick him the fuck out. He won't, he's not getting an apartment or a room or anything, right? He's not going to do it. Snotty said he needs a physical address, insinuated that was part of the reason he can't get the. That is, look how stupid he spin things, Frotty. That is not why he can't get the cankle monkey off. That is absolutely abhorrently wrong, objectively wrong. He couldn't get it off because the judge said he couldn't get it off. And the reason the judge doesn't want that cankle monkey off is because the original judge said it's not because you're fleeing the country or fleeing the county or fleeing California. It's to keep you away from the Scientology buildings because they don't trust him. And now there's evidence to say that he would have run. He probably was listening to Dodge. That character Dodge. Dodge's character, isn't he? Adam says he should come out with his own line of mahjong tiles and blue hair dye. Yeah, there you go, Adam. I had to make the tough choice to pay my electric or my rent. Jesus, man. Ugh. You chose to pay your electric instead of the rent? Oof. Sorry, King Charles, that really sucks. I think I would have went with paying the rent first, you know, maybe paying a partial. I hate that shit, Charles. I've been there. I've been there, buddy. I bet he will end up screwing them. Maybe literally, Anna. Oh, man. He's going to say anything he can to raise funds, all part of the grift. 100%. Rib guy. Just a grift for him, you know? If he wouldn't make nearly as much being a travel blogger like he says he is now. Oh, that's right. We got to call him a travel blogger, y'all. We cannot call him a paid protester anymore. It's travel blogger. That's what he is. He's a travel blogger, y'all. He would make way less money as a travel blogger, but at least that would be an honest way of, I guess, living. Would suck. It would take him about 5 years, you know. I mean, YouTube is a strange animal, y'all. It's like any business, right? If you want to take it seriously, it's going to take you about 5 years to make any type of money. I mean, any money. I sweat every month, you know. You guys make it a lot easier on me, but I always wonder, am I going to make that $100? Because YouTube doesn't pay you unless you make 100 a month, you know. And at every turn, Man Bear Pig has tried to sabotage this channel. You know, he cost me about 800 subs when all this shit went down, when the Ellie stuff went down. That was a big blow, you know. Then I built back about half of that, you know, through hard work and just doing what I do. And then he starts in with the what you call it, the privacy complaints. And the privacy complaints prompted me to take down all the previous DTs, which is another blow because each one of those, if anybody would watch them, would just add just a little bit, a little bit of money. So, I mean, he's trying his darndest to keep me down. Yeah, Adam, I agree with you. He says this case illustrates why he's so dangerous. It makes Scientology look sympathetic to judges. Yeah, I agree, Adam. Look, I'm no fan of Scientology, it's obvious, right? But in this case, I hope everything goes against. And I don't agree with people when they say this is actually going to affect people's First Amendment in protesting Scientology. All this is going to do is keep people from breaking the law. That's it. That's it. What's up, Buttercup? Nice to have you here. Yeah, I know, King Charles. Always got a balance, right? Let's see. Such nonsense. If he gets off, he will be right to the shenanigans. Well, he's not. Look. I didn't call myself the psychic for nothing. These past few days, new name. He's going to spend at least 2 years in prison. All right, and depending on whether or not he gets convicted on the violent offense, the Motley Crue offense, which I don't think he can get out of that one either. He's going to spend time in a really bad prison. I don't know which prison, but it's going to be a bad one because violent offenders don't get their choice, right? I mean, if he gets convicted of the constitutional violations, it's a mandatory 2-year sentence. And I don't see how he gets out of the planter one at all, right? I mean, it's a big joke on this channel, the bike tied to the tree, right? But if I tie that bike to the tree and somebody fucks up my bike, who's responsible? Is the city responsible for that? No. The person who did that to my or stole my bike, they're responsible. They should have waited to give him the 2K until he actually knows if he's going to get the room. He hasn't seen it yet. Anna. But see that's the thing. Those people are the censored chat, they're a special breed, Anna. They don't care. They don't really care, you know. They're willing to just give 2K sight unseen because they trust that guy that much. As much as you all trust me, that's how much they trust that man bear pig. And I can understand it. There are certain people that you believe in, right? Certain people on the inner tubes, the YouTubes that you just you know, you feel in your heart, right? These are good people. Nothing could be further from the truth with man bear pig. The stuff that he's done to people is abhorrent. I know that's a hard word for the censored chat to understand. It's abhorrent. I would be ashamed of myself if I treated people that way. And most good people would. Matter of fact, all good people would feel like awful if they took advantage of people in that manner. Can you imagine? You know, let's say you're just talking amongst family members, right? And you're having a hard time. You're like King Charles. You're having to decide between rent and electricity, right? And you say, "Man, I really need $500. I'm trying, working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and I just won't get paid in time. I need $500, otherwise they're going to shut off my electricity or kick me out, and I have to decide, what do I do?" And your family members all get together and they say, "Look, here's $500. Go do what you need to do." It's great, right? Then you take that $500 and you go, I don't know, you go have shrimp cocktail and filet mignon, and you invite a few people, a few of your friends, and then before you know it, the $500 is gone. Then you go back to your family. Man, you know, still need that 500. Well, we just gave you $500. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. I went out to eat, did some other things. What's up, Ice Maiden? Nice to have you here. Yeah. I'm trying to get catch up on chat. Shag Nasty is here. What's up, Shag Nasty? Nice to have you here. Thank you for being a Monster Squad member. How the hell does he get away from paying taxes like the rest? Well, because he just doesn't report it, Brenda. He doesn't have an address. I mean, what's the IRS going to do? Track him around the whole United States? What's up, 357? Nice to have you here. Been a little bit. It is frustrating, Anna. It's really, really frustrating, right? Everybody else is doing their part, but this man bear pig is just being a man bear pig. I have to choose between food or medicine. Guess which one I pick? Well, it has to be food, right? That's immediate need, Pluck. Meanwhile, your health is suffering. Why does anybody in this country has to suffer that choice? I wonder if some people think they can use man bear pigs as a tax deduction. Yeah, well, maybe whoever he lives with can claim him as a dependent. Yeah, I agree, Anna. He's such a son of a bitch. And no, his mom is not a bitch. His mom is bewildered by his behavior. Total waste of I agree, Brenda. You know, there are certain people in this world where, like that spread hatred and nonsense and don't uh don't contribute anything to society, don't do anything. And he's one of them. Like literally nobody would miss him. If he was to just go to Mexico like he's hinting at, like she wants him to because she's got family over there that she could stash him with. Which why would you go to that extreme? Why would you put your family in that position to have to, take care of a big fat man bear pig, you know? His dumbass chat. Remember, Brenda, it's the censored chat. Censored chat should be able to claim him on their taxes. Yeah, yeah. You know, let's see what else we got here. Uncle Sam might be somewhere around his court cases with their hands out. Well, I don't think so, Nami. People like that. Have you noticed that people like that just get away with everything? I was talking about it the other day, Nampick. Look, I had mentioned offhandedly, and by the way, I got to correct the record. It wasn't Cat Smoka. It was Loves Cats who donated to me to help me with unexpected. I mean, not really unexpected, but it just came at the wrong time. My car registration, which is almost 600, it's 548. Which, by the way, I got it covered between this month's YouTube check and next month's YouTube check. I've got it covered, so we're good to go. No problems. You know, so be interesting about the whole tax claiming thing. It would be, but like I said, people like that get away with everything. He could in one stream, Rib Guy, he could make 400 or 500 bucks. You know, it wouldn't have been a problem for him if he would have mentioned what I mentioned. Do you have an LLC or a not for profit? No, Pluck, I do not. But what I do is if somebody earmarks money, I use it for homeless. Homeless runs. I never get that much money, Pluck. You would be surprised. Like they're, I'm not a huge YouTuber. There are people that make quite a bit of money on YouTube. I make just enough to pay a bill here and there, or food in my belly. When I'm out and about. That's what I make. I don't make a ton of money. Like I said, sometimes I have to sweat making the $100. You know, so it's not. I'm not sad fishing. I don't want you guys to feel bad. I'm okay, but it's really it's kind of infuriating. I mean, he could just make a mere mention of something. Like, look, somebody just said he mentioned that he was gonna might get a room right for 700 a month, and then all of a sudden, here comes $2,000. That's infuriating. That's infuriating. It is a grift. I make no bones about it. This is my personal way of making a living. His is a con. I don't con anybody out of anything. You know exactly where your money is going to. Either gas, food, homeless outreach, you know, FOIA requests. I've got to pay 100 and well, between me and KDOT, $180. I just got that invoice from the city of Aurora for some okay, so you remember the cop that killed um uh geez, there's so many. Anyways, Officer Neely, trying to figure out all his disciplinary actions. They want to charge me $180. Yeah, he knows how to play his chat, Brenda. And he never shows receipts. That's right, Valerie. No, I'm not comparing myself to him, Pluck. There is no comparison. I'm a much better person, Pluck. That's something I can hold my head up high. I don't rip people off. I'm very honest about what I do. There's never, you're right. There's never, Rajon, yes, Rajon's name, for whatever left my head, fuzzy, but yes, Rajon. It was Officer Neely. So I put in a request to get Officer Neely's, and this is something interesting that I can talk to you guys about. Good morning, Veronica. Nice to have you here. Um, Officer Neely is an interesting character, and I'm finding more and more about Officer Neely. And it's going to cost me $180 to figure out even more. But basically, I put in a FOIA request, which they call it Cora here. Actually, it's a CC. It's called the CCJRA JRA request, Justice Reform Act, Colorado something Justice Reform Act here in Colorado. What's up, Cat Smoka? I corrected the record, Cats. So it was loves cats, not Cat Smoka. But Cat Smoka is lovely, anyways. She sent me a really nice email. Thank you, Cats, for pointing out. Valerie, welcome. So I put in a request for all disciplinary things for um, Officer Neely. Citizen complaints and disciplinary action taken towards Officer Neely. So basically, and excuse my voice today, guys. I'm under the weather if you're just coming in. Um, and they responded. The city responded and said that it would take 3 hours. Now they give you one, and it's a really weird thing. They raised the rate, so instead of being $50 an hour to do research, I guess They raised it to $60 an hour. So now it's 3 hours. They're supposed to give you 1 hour for free. So I'm guessing that I can go and argue and get the, you know, get the records for 120. St. Jimmy, good morning. Nice to have you here. Um, but still, you see, those are the type of things I spend my money on. So basically, you know, those are the things that I have to weigh all the time. And they're important things. These aren't things that are unimportant, right? So, um, you mean to tell me that you guys have that many disciplinary action files that it's going to take you 3 hours to sit there and redact certain things? Which, by the way, nothing should be redacted except victims info, if there are any victims. Now I'm curious, City of Aurora. Maybe I should do a marathon stream to get that money. I see, unlike Chumley, I work for my money. You know, I very rarely ask for money, but when I do, I work for it. That's something he's never done. So he simply mentions something and then he gets to, you know, just sit and wait for one of the grannies to offer him money. $2,000 in the last case. I wonder who gave him that. Or is it just bullshit? Is it just him saying that? Either way, it proves uh quite a few things. Yeah, so hard for the money. 357. Yeah, I agree with you, Namfik. I've always been transparent. To my detriment, a lot of people will tell me, hey, MLH, you don't have to do that. Not every penny has to be shown. Not everything. you know. Chumley says he's not monetized, then turns around and said he got paid from YouTube. Of course he's monetized, cats. Of course he's monetized. He's monetized every which way you can be monetized. The only thing he doesn't have is his own merch line, which, wait for it, he'll do it. And people will buy it, which it's the dumbest thing because you don't make that much money off of each item, right? I keep forgetting to ask you if you live close to Gannon Stouch, the young boy murdered by his stepmother, Letitia. I'm not familiar with that, Brenda. Maybe if you send me more information, I can give you more information. He lies about everything, Cat Mocha says. Yes. No commercials, but yes, monetized. If you guys notice, if you're here live, I don't monetize the streams until after. So I guess that's an advantage for you guys here on the live. You know. He has had merch before, Plug says. Oh well. Doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me in the least. Plug. Oh, Colorado Springs. I'm in Denver, Brenda. I'm about an hour, little over an hour north of Colorado Springs. I've been to Colorado Springs several times. I've done videos down there, in fact. Colorado Springs has a very corrupt police force. Not as corrupt as Aurora. I would put Aurora in the top five in the entire country. I would put Mesa in the top five, Mesa, Arizona. I would put LAPD in the top five. Well, the sheriff's office, anyways. They're an actual gang. You can look that up. Couple others, like there's, you know, uh, New York used to be really bad, but they've tempered a little bit. Um, there's a couple others, but Denver or Aurora, definitely. You know, Did you see that Pito Chester catch in Denver, I believe? I did not see that PDF file catch. It's probably Colorado Pedo Patrol, KT. Um, that dude does some really, really good work. Um, you know, Westminster used to be bad. It's not nearly as bad as Aurora. I mean, I look, there's I've been to Westminster, and I mean, look, Thornton, Westminster, Arvada, that whole area up there, Rib Guy is pretty bad, and I've been meaning to get up there, but my plate is full, man. Like uh, got all kinds of, you know, issues to take care of. I've been up to Westminster quite a bit. Um, he can turn off super chats and membership if he wants to be non-monetized. Well, yeah, he certainly can, right, Anna? But he won't do that. I wonder why. I wonder why. And then he said, "Oh, I never asked for money." Doesn't have to ask. You know, that's one thing. Dude doesn't have to ask for money. He just says, "Well, I'm thinking about getting this $700 room," and then all of a sudden, $2,000 comes in. I mean, $2,000 is what, 3 months rent, first and last, and second. Jeez, must be nice. Wish I could say that. Hey, I'm thinking about getting this apartment for $1,000, and then $3,000 comes in. I know, Anna. She won't do it. She won't do it. I wonder whose name will be on the. Oh, it definitely won't be under his name, Cat Smoka. Nothing is under his name, and that's another reason why he avoids taxes, Cats. All these GoFundMe's and all this shit. I wouldn't be surprised if his channel is under someone's name, his account. You know, that's how he avoids a lot of the taxes. I know the GoFundMe was in Lara's name, right? Must have been a dono from the quote mystery guest in his RV from the who was the mystery guest, KT? I haven't been watching him lately. Oh my gosh, if he used his shit bucket in his product line, he could retire within a week. Oh yeah. Everybody get that shit bucket. One day we'll catch up to him. Barbara, I think that day is coming very soon. I think here's another prognostication. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I'm pretty sure October 7th he's going to get a uh he's going to get a rude awakening in the form of a trial date. I know, Anna. It's so fucking weird. But see, that's jealousy, Anna. That's what that is. Nobody can get any money. Every time, like either you put in gifted memberships or anybody else puts in gifted, I mean, they have fucking conniption. Oh, look, MLH is grifting. He's grifting right now. He got 5 gifted memberships from Anna. You know what I mean, Anna? It's weird. His babysitter's brother. Ah, okay, cats. Got you. Canadian, maybe. Babysitter's brother. They love him that much, man. Holy shit. They realize what he's done to people. Wow. Wow. Just wow. It's probably a Scientology op offering him a cheap room to give him space for his legal defense. This way they can spy on him every move. Well, maybe. Has anybody given the thought that maybe Scientology's paying him, Rib Guy? Is that even a remote? In your opinion, I would trust you on this, Rib Guy. I mean, is that a possibility? The Scientology's actually paying him? You know? Joel, get off the babysitter. I know, risky business, right, KT? Uh, I wonder what he needs that babysitter for, Cinder. Well, he doesn't really need the babysitter when he's got people like Erica and Chi and you know all the rest of the simps over there. I mean, Chi wants him in the worst way. Did you guys see that video when he got out of jail that one time? She was all over him. Laura gave him like a side hug, and then he goes over to Chi, and she's like all draped all over him. I think people are paying him, and he is too stupid to know. Yeah. Toyota says, welcome, Toyota. Nice to have you here. What's funny is Chi and Sandra begging people to leave them alone, but they're the ones harassing Rib Guy and Becky and get their personal information. Well, you know. Twyla, welcome. Oh, is Erica out, KT? Is that the rumor? Z replaced E? It's as 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 the granny's turn. Oh man. Vulnerable idiot. Well, maybe he's getting paid by them without even knowing, Anna. You ever think about that? Maybe that's a possibility. I flip flop on that. Rib Guy says, doubt it, but there is another one that sure seems to be. Who? Lonzo, or as Dianetics calls him, Slabonzo. I don't think Erica's with him anymore. She only hangs in AZ's chat. Well, Erica, if you're listening, come on over. You can come over here. It's okay. Maybe you'll finally realize who Doofus is. No, I assure you, Erica, nobody will make fun of you over here. you know, Nobody will make fun of you over here. We'll welcome you. Days of our grannies. What's up, Batty? Nice to have you here. Days of our grannies. Erica likes him, but won't be in his chat because they attacked her. Yeah, well. Louis replaced Losbo. Jesus. Yeah, puke, right, cats. Come on over, Erica. Water's warm. It's okay. You can realize your mistakes. You know. She said she wants to see Alonzo with his shirt off. Oh God. Ugh. Yuck. Why doesn't that surprise me though, Toyota? Look, this is who we're dealing with here. Hold on. Pull that little gem out of my pictures here. Oh man. Doesn't surprise me in the least. Why wouldn't she like liar liar pants on fire? Why wouldn't she? I used to have a liar liar pants on fire Alonzo pick, but he'll probably put a privacy strike. Oh, although I did put the censored thing over space, so you know can't do that anymore. Oh yeah, Batty. Sounds like something she would say, and if he's a PDF, all the better. Oh, she loves the PDFs, man. Oh man. This is a chicken that videotapes herself while showering gag. Oh, and it's not like she's got the goods, cats. She's not bringing the boys to the yard, if you know what I mean. You know, she's gross. She looks like that. The predator. The predator. Oh man. Can you play the babysitter song, please? Which babysitter song? I don't know what that is. Wait, did I miss something? Does Man Bear Pig just continue talking about Louis, or has he been talking to him on the? He continues to talk about him, new name, and protecting him for some reason. It's weird. Yeah, I agree, Toyota. No respect for the husband. I mean, I don't know her husband. Maybe her husband's a cuck. Maybe he enjoys watching, his wife getting plowed by man bear pig. I hate to be crude, but kind of how I envision things. He goes into his chat sometimes. St. Jimmy said, "Oh well, doesn't surprise me." At the very least, okay. So I don't have any hard evidence that LR is like graping, anybody or anything like that. I mean, I would tend to believe. I mean, what I do know is he's a pig. You know, it's randomly sending. It's like me. If I were to send a random dick pics to all the women in the chat, I mean, what would you guys think? Well, that was fucking random and gross, you know, and definitely not wanted. I just lost my breakfast. Yeah, well, rib guy. Eating the hot dogs, eating the cat. Yeah, that's exactly right, Toyota. He was sending pictures without consent. Diablo-y. KT Peta. Um, yeah, that's the thing. Sending unsolicited dick pics is not cool and very gross. Not right. Nobody should be subjected to that. It'd be one thing if they were asking for it. Hey, like, send me a dick pic. I want to see what you got. You know. I mean, first of all, what woman would do that? Women can be spicy, just as spicy as men, but I can't see anybody like specifically saying, "Hey, send me your dick pic." Send me your dick pic. Who does that? Scott asked it because he asked for evidence. Oh, well, there you go. Who else? Of course he did. I mean, he's on camera sucking down hot dogs and microphones and whatever else he can not gag on, getting practice. He's going to piss off the wrong person in prison. Yeah, Pluck, I agree with you. I consider unsolicited dick pics as an assault. I would agree with that. It's a mental assault, right? It's not physical. It can cause physical harm. Like you can literally, you know, I mean, if someone sends you can you imagine? I mean, what if you have um like a condition that if you see gross things, you start puking, you know? I heard he upgraded from hot dogs to bratwurst. Well, you know, like I said, King Charles, he pisses off the wrong person in prison. And he's going to be upgrading from hot dogs to bratwurst to big fat penises in his mouth. Yeah, and they get all hurt over there. Oh, you're wishing for him to get graped in prison. No, that's not the insinuation. The insinuation is shit happens in there. You piss off the wrong person, they're going to send. They call them booty bandits. You're going to get a booty bandit visiting you. It's all good, Anna. Ex-Scientologists have been calling out Alonzo for a long time. I watched a video yesterday with Aaron and Nathan Rich that was posted 7 years ago. Rich was horrifically abused as a child. He was the same ranch as Wally Hanks. If you research Scientology Wally Hanks, you will hear the most disgusting video of child abuse. Yeah, Scientology sucks, Anna. Even 7 years ago, called out Alonzo. I like how Dianetics calls him Slabonzo. and this is the person that she wants to see topless. Oh, he's so sexy. Love those fucking man boobs, you know? Exactly, King Charles. He wants to be an Oscar Mayer wiener, KT says. I personally know someone that did 2 years in jail for cyber stalking and it wasn't even that bad. Yeah, baddie. What I'm saying is, like, there's no look, he's not gonna immediately get graped. That's not I mean, it's looked down upon in prison. But I his personality just reeks of him trying to con people in there, and that's all jail is. It's full of cons and murderers and rapists and, people that have done nefarious things, people that know the three-card money trick inside and out. And if he messes with the wrong one, he's gonna get visited. That's just how it is. No worries, Anna. Thank you for the info. Yes, that's, Phoenix Book Girl, that's LR's account. And if so, he has been posting against ASL and Jenna. Well, because they spoke out against his, penance for sending dick pics to unsuspecting women who'd never asked for it. You know, they never asked for it, and now he's on this crusade. I heard he was saying that ASL was demoted to the decks or some shit. You know, why would you do that? Why would you send unsolicited pics of even your face to somebody? I've seen the evidence. I'm not going to tell you guys how. And no, he didn't send them to my phone. Yeah, I don't know about that, St. Jimmy. I don't know the full I don't keep up with all that shit. It's like, it's another soap opera in itself. A lot of weird shit happened in Scientology. Listen to all the second gens. They'll tell you. It's wrong. Just wrong to send unsolicited pictures of yourself in any form to somebody is wrong. It's one thing if you do it on accident, like, I don't know, maybe someone asked for a picture, not a dick pic, and you send it to the wrong number. That's one thing. Oh shit, sorry, wrong number. It's another thing to send actual dick pic to a very targeted person. It's ridiculous. Should never happen. And you got people like Man Bear Pig protecting that. He did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. They do it all the time. I don't know why. I've asked if that works on women, especially my age, and they say, "Why does that work, Pluck? What is?" I mean, okay, you got a big dick. Do you know how to fucking use it? Ask men. Why would that work? Why would that work? Why would randomly sending a woman, you know, a picture of yourself and think that that's gonna be like, oh, that's so sexy. It's one thing about being playful between boyfriend and girlfriend, right? Friday says, I wouldn't call it protecting. Snotty is using, hold on. Snotty is using him for his own personal gain and to go after those that won't stand up for him. Well, that's true too. But two things can be true at the same time, Friday. At the same time, he's protecting, whether he's actively trying to protect or it's just a side effect. That's what it is. Yeah, it makes no sense, Phoenix. It is different pluck. And even then, it's not recommended. I wouldn't recommend anybody doing that because once you send a pic, who knows what happens? You can break up and or get divorced, and that can be used against you. Why would you do it? What's up, watching live streams? Nice to have you here. Peens are gross looking, King Charles. Well, it's your matter of perspective, King Charles. Some of the most beautiful art in the world has full nudity. I don't think peens in general are gross looking. It's the human body. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but we got a big court date coming up, y'all, October 7th, and I'm going to make some predictions here. That's why they call me the psychic. First predictions, his 995 motion to get the charges dismissed will be denied. Denied. And here's another. This one I'm kind of hazy on, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. We'll get a trial date. And then here's my third prediction. The verdict, guilty. Guilty on at least three counts. Two of them for sure. I think he's going to be guilty on the Motley Crue one. I think he's going to be guilty on the Planters. And then it's just a matter of the judge. Is it going to be consecutive or is it going to be concurrent? And I have a feeling it's going to be consecutive. 4 years minimum. And that is the day that we can all come on here and have quite a bit of fun. I hope so too, Brenda. Normally, I'm the ones that hates jail sentences, but in this case, it's reasonable. He never cares. That's right, Anna. He doesn't care. He doesn't care who he shits on. No, they're 2 years watching live streams. The the constitutional violations, the three felony constitutional violations are 2 years. And then he's got to contend with the I don't know what the minimum is on the choking of Motley Crue, but yeah, he's not dismissing any of them watching live streams. He's not going to dismiss any of them. If anything, maybe one, but no way. I think the judge hinted at it already. I don't think any of them get dismissed. Friday says Snotty is hoping the DA offers a plea deal and said he would agree to not talk about Sciento for a year. I don't see that happening. You know what, Friday? If he takes a plea deal, he will never live it down on this channel. As you are all my witness here, he will never live that down. Because if you didn't do anything wrong, why in the world would you take a plea deal? Why? Because it's just easier. So you took the easy way out then. Hmm. That's interesting. You took the easy way out there, man, bear, pig. You'll never live it down. If you're, I know you're listening, man, bear, pig. If you're listening, you will never live it down on this channel. It will include him leaving Cali. Well, he'll gladly do that, Pluck. He'll gladly leave Cali. That's not a problem for him. He likes to run. He's already admitted if he didn't have the cankle monkey, he would have ran. But I promise you, if he takes any type of plea deal, he will not live it down on this channel. Coward. Thought you did nothing wrong. And now, and see, here's the other thing. I hope any plea deal that he takes includes a felony, at least a felony. Yeah, in West Virginia, he took the easy way. That's right, Pluck. Yeah, that's right. Stinky Cat is right. The judge has to approve a plea deal. Which, if the DA comes up with a plea deal, then I'm sure that the judge will approve it. Sweaty Betty says, heard he's paying himself lawyer wages out of the lawyer donate. Well, of course he is. He's taking all of it. He wants it all. He wants it all. That's all it's all a grift. All of it's a grift. Got to have that money. The almighty dollar. And he wants it fast too. He doesn't want he wants it easy and fast. Easy and fast money. Big difference between people who work hard and his conning ways. Man bear con. Massive power outage in NYC. Ooh, that sucks. Why take the 2K when he still has money from his legal fund? I wonder if he spent it all. That's a possibility, St. Jimmy, but why take the 2K? Because it's more money. King Charles says easy and fast will lead to long and hard. I have a feeling you're right, King Charles. What's up, thirsty nannies? Nice to have you here. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I agree with you, Charles. Easy and fast will lead to long and hard. You mean long and hard time, right, King Charles? Yeah, yeah, I agree, Phoenix. I agree with you. In my opinion, Stinky Cat says Moxon has been going to court to sway the judge away from approving a plea deal. Maybe Stinky Cat, but I think if a plea deal is to be given, it's going to be a not to Man Bear Khan's liking, right? Or Con Bear Pig, however you want to say it. Yeah, that's a better way of saying it. Con Bear Pig, because he's not a man. And that's another good point, Pluck. Where's all the stuff from storage? Oh, I'm sure he's selling that shit if he hasn't already. I mean, time definitely not wasn't sausage link. Exactly, Charles. You know, I get the insinuation though. I know what you meant. Probably both. Yeah, man. Don't say things like that, King Charles. You're gonna make people believe that you want him graped, you know? Yeah, just reality, man. He's not immediately gonna be graped when he gets in there, but the first person he pisses off might be visited by a booty bandit or two. And he can't keep his mouth shut. What's up, Carol? Nice to have you here. I don't see how he gets out of the planters, and I don't see how he gets out of the um, Motley Crue charges. I just don't see it. He should have bought property and set up an eco camp. He should have just left the country and left us all alone, Pluck. Gave away a lot and put the rest in smaller storage. Well, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he did a few streams where he was taking the stuff from storage, set him up camps for homeless, and gave it to them for the stuff he didn't sell. Well, maybe. One bad batch of mushrooms can ruin an entire encampment. Sure can, Fuzz. Maybe the grannies will keep him in enough commissary to buy his way through. That's the thing, Pluck. People tend to lose interest once you go in. They might help you the first 6 months, you know. Maybe you'll have some hanger-oners for a year. But after that, it's going to be awful tiring. In the meantime, they'll find someone else. They'll find someone else to be enthralled with on YouTube, Pluck. Dumbest thing Snotty's ever said. Yeah, he's not gonna happen. Can't sell the tents, Pluck. Tents are hard to sell. Used tents. You know what I mean? That's why. I mean, he's not given because of the goodness of his heart, you know. Well, I remember Stinky Cat, he gave one to Sandra, I believe. They are not cheap. The Blackstone Grill was not cheap. Whatever he sold, he should have gave that money back to 86, shouldn't he have? Yeah. Anyways, October 7th coming up. What, another week and a half? I'll be live that day. You know I will. Anyways, I'm gonna go, guys. I'm gonna get some tea and honey or whatever bullshit I have around here. You guys have a great rest of your day. Yeah, if you can't go, don't go. I agree, Katzman. What was he going to Chicago for? To be a nuisance over there? That's all MD Media is. Well, I mean, he should probably talk to Selfless. Selfless owes him $100. So, there's 100 right there for you, MD Media. MD Mediocre. Guys, have a great rest of your day. If you're struggling with your mental health, please reach out to somebody that you know, love, and trust. In lieu of that, if you just want to say hi to me, my email is mexicanlonghair@gmail.com. Not a psychiatrist, psychologist, or a counselor, but I do listen. And sometimes that helps. But if I don't get back to you in a timely fashion, just remember somebody out there thinks you are their favorite. Hold on to that thought. It could save your life. There is a hotline that you can dial in North America. That number is 988. Dial that number and somebody will get connected to you immediately if you're in immediate crisis mode. Call that number. If you're not in North America, type in your browser of choice, mental health help. Click on any of those options and they'll get you connected with somebody that can help you out. Have a great day, everybody. Remember, you're loved by someone. Life can be tough. I've been there. I've done that. I've been in those deep, dark times where nothing seemed worth anything. But I'm here to tell you that there are people that do care. I care. And I will always, always get back to you on email. Might take me a while. Anyways, have a good day. You guys take care.